It's an honor to be invited to launch the Policare policy, which forms the roadmap to the National Police Service's integrated response to gender-based violence. I applaud the service for demonstrating effective leadership by coming up with an innovative and transformative initiative which aims to effectively respond to victims of violence. The idea of this integrated response to gender-based violence is also aligned to the commitment made by His Excellency the President earlier this year during the Generation Equality Forum held in Paris. This initiative, therefore, amplifies our national commitment to ending all forms of gender-based violence by 2026 and female genital mutilation by 2022. It also aligns with the commitments made during the 25th anniversary conference on the International Conference on Population and Development, Nairobi Summit, to end female genital mutilation by strengthening coordination on legislation and policy framework, communication, advocacy, and evidence generation on elimination of FGM. Further, we have committed to end all forms of gender-based violence, including child and forced marriages, by addressing social and cultural norms that propagate the vice, whilst providing support to women and girls who have been affected. And lastly, we must ensure universal access to quality reproductive health services, including the prevention and management of GBV. I thank all the partners represented here for your contribution in the preparation of these operational documents designed to enhance service delivery to Kenyans in responding to sexual and gender-based violence in all its forms. Today's agenda is especially important to me because the world over, we recognize that women and girls are the most vulnerable against many forms of violence. These types of violence require special treatment and support services, which is the objective of Policare. It will provide a framework that strengthens the capacity of the police service so that they can effectively and efficiently prevent and respond to the plight of vulnerable women and girls. Your public duty and responsibility in this instance is vital because you are the front line. You are the first point of contact to help for victims of gender-based violence. You need to gain their trust so that the victims feel safe as you conduct your investigations and gather evidence against these crimes. We are, however, aware that addressing gender-based violence is complex and requires multi-sectorial coordination and support from all sectors, including the courts, prisons, communities, non-governmental organizations, and civil society. And so as we celebrate the launch of this policy, I acknowledge the coordinated efforts of all partners here today and thank you for your contribution and commitment towards ensuring the successful implementation of this policy. It is my hope that Policare centers will be swiftly replicated across the country so that victims and survivors of GBV have access to the full spectrum of services available to them. We, however, know that police and legislation alone cannot change customs, cultural practices, beliefs that continue to impede the legal and legislative reforms. Underreporting is particularly acute among certain groups of women and girls facing multiple forms of discrimination, which place them at higher risk of recurring violence. But these crimes are not only committed against women and girls alone, there are men and boys also. The success of this noble effort that we are launching today will require scaling up our joint efforts in advocacy and public awareness so that victims feel empowered and safe to communicate their experiences. It will also require that we take time to address the root causes of violence. I'm pleased to note that through the Policare initiatives, public awareness has already been advanced in 26 counties so that in every community, service and justice will be delivered close to where the victims are seeking help. On my part, I will continue to advocate and support initiatives such as the one we're launching today. As I conclude, let me once again convey my appreciation of the Policare concept and congratulate you all for this significant step towards addressing, responding, and managing gender-based violence in Kenya. I pay special tribute to the National Police Service leadership for this initiative and wish you success as you implement this new response system. With those remarks, I now declare the Policare operational policy document officially launched. Thank you.